All right. So, everyone, this is our sort of final lesson, but it is one of the most important. So, in theory, you watched three other videos. You watched the video that shows you what the assignment is. You've watched the shots lesson. So now you have some language about close ups, extreme close ups, medium shots, long shots, over the shoulder, long, high angle, low angle, dolly, all that stuff. Okay. Rule of thirds. Then you have the last one I just made was editing, and that's putting those shots together to create things, right? If I do a close up of my face and then a fist, and then the next shot is the fist hitting me, I've got three shots that tells you one action. Okay, so now we're doing storyboarding, which is really taking that knowledge and applying it to the pre-writing or graphic organizers. You know how like we gave you those boxes to fill in for the paragraphs? That's what storyboarding is for filmmaking. It's when you visually write your story ahead of time so you know what you can go out and get. You know what you need. So basically, why we use storyboards is that they help us with these questions. Where in space should I put the camera? How high or low is it? How zoomed in is the camera? How close is it to the subject? Is the camera moving? Do I want it to be a dolly shot? What props do I need? Like if I have a shot and someone's got a phone in their hand, I need a phone. Is a shot doable or feasible? So I have some students who are like, just like I want to do a like alien invasion, right? Um, so they put like a shot and they draw aliens on a spaceship. And I'm like, do you have a budget for that? I mean, your shot is not doable because you don't have a crane that's 250 feet tall that covers like the whole like area of our valley middle, and you don't have spaceships to hang in the sky. So if you don't have the ability to do the shot on paper, you cannot do it in real life. And lastly, which actors are needed? All these questions are really important because if you don't know the answers to these, you go out, you're not ready to shoot what you're ready to shoot. So storyboards are used by the pros. In fact, people who are storyboard artists make a living as storyboard artists. They just draw storyboards based on what directors want. So here's a movie. If you could take a look at this, I bet you could see. That's Jaws. There's another one. If you go really, um, kind of can't see it as well as I'd like you to. Here, I'll do this. Give you a better look. Take a look at this. Take a look. If you know your movies, this is Jurassic Park. It's the scene with the velociraptors. This one's not even a movie, it's a game that some of you should know. But it's those cut scenes. Those are they called cinematics, which is like when there's like a little mini movie. Notice it's storyboarded. It's a video game, but they still use the same technique. This one is a little bit harder to remember because it's a movie that's a little bit older. But if you remember, this was a natural disaster movie that was called the Day After Tomorrow. And again, here's an example of those match on actions, right? Glass is breaking, cut to the person where the glass is breaking, cut back to the person here as they're getting closer, the cracking of the glass. Like this is all putting together one motion in multiple shots. All right, this should be a familiar movie. This one's done on a computer. Should be Avengers, everyone, right? When the large alien beast is actually coming around and they hit it and it crashes into the thing. And then here's one from the movie The Matrix. And this is interesting because this actually was turned into an actual comic book. The storyboards were so detailed, they made it a comic. Look at that. That's what they did there. So notice the costume's different, but they still had the same actual shot in the movie as they drew on paper, so they knew what they were going for. And they really have to look like the shot as close as you can, but it doesn't really matter if you're a good drawer. A lot of people are like, I can't do it because I can't draw. But look at this, right? We got the Avengers. This is this shot. This was the storyboard for it. Notice the positions are different, but the angle is about the same. So this is pretty close. And they knew where to put the camera. But let's say you're not a good drawer. This is an artist. Right here is where you could be someone like me who's really not very talented. I still kind of know that this shot looks like this. So I know it's a wide shot. I know that it covers Cap from his waist up, but I see almost the entire Hulk and I almost see the entire Iron Man. Or actually, I think that's Thor. Yeah. So, like in that case, Thor, I see almost all of him. I see it, and he doesn't even make the shot here because they flip him over to the other side. That's okay. It's still the same rough shot. All right. Um, so that's the thing is storyboards are really valuable, and like this is a pretty good example. I can go out and shoot this. I don't even know what the story is, but in your storyboards, we want to see the shot. So notice this is a medium shot that covers the waist up of 3 characters. This is another sort of medium, almost long side shot. Notice this is a close up, and these arrows mean that the dolly is moving in. It's going in. So the arrow is the camera, and then it turns from that to that. So it's like it goes that, zooms in, or not zooms in, dollies in to an angry face. And notice the voiceover and the dialogues underneath there. That's what we want to see. So in the end, this is the kind of thing. This is stick figures, but it does help me see how you want to do it. Now, if we're in class, normally what I would do is I would read this, and then I would have you actually do like 3 shot types that somehow have something to do with this short little story, because that's what you're going to be doing. You're going to be taking and thinking about a scene from our books. We have 3 books, one scene that's memorable, and you're going to storyboard it into at least 5 shots, and then we're going to check that off, and then you can go out and film. That's how this is going to work, but not until we see your storyboards. And here's how basically your storyboards are going to be. Your title of your book will be, you choose how to show it. So in iMovie or whatever you edit in, the title of the book is obviously the title of the book, The Giver, Animal Farm, or Born a Crime. But then you get to choose the font, you get to choose like the background, the colors. That's one screen. And then you have 5, at least 5 different shots that somehow show one scene. And we'll give you those options in class. And then we need end credits, and then story by, and then special thanks to, and then you're going to give thanks to someone who helped you get through this year. So there you go. This is the sheet you're going to be getting. At the bare minimum, you need 5 shots. Notice you can do more than 5, but don't bite off more than you can chew, meaning don't try to make a 30-hour movie here. We're trying to keep this doable really in a week and a half. Okay, so that's storyboards. This is the last lesson, because now the storyboards are when you go to work, and then we approve it, and then you go put it into play, and then you'll use those things. So as you do these storyboards, think of where should I use a medium shot? Where should I use a close-up? And can I do a match on action? Can I film one side of Mr. Slavey throwing the punch, and then could I do the other side and it has like the person falling to the ground? I don't even need to show the contact. I can make a sound, show a person landing, and I know what happened. He got punched or they got punched. So that's a match in action. So that's what you're trying to figure out. What do you need to show? Okay?